All right, so here we have Bitcoin on Bybit on the 8 hour. Um, wow. As you see, we made quite the move. Bounced off that purple zone and our diagonal support, like we were talking about. Came cracking through the 50 and the 21. Came up to our red zone and got the rejection from the top at 20, almost 25K. Which we've been talking about. We've been talking about 25K since 18K. We did get the move. Right now, your 100 is crossing your 200 to the upside, so I would expect that to propel us further on the medium term. Right now, your RSI getting back above that signal line. We need to stay above 24K, basically right on the precipice of that. Uh, so we need to stay above this signal line right now. We're going to have major resistance at the bottom of this bullish control zone and where these last highs are. But I think if we get into the bullish control zone once, or if we can get in the bullish control zone, we will break these last highs. Now, uh, the only thing is we need to get this RSI above there because if the price action moves up again, we have potential bearish divergence. Not yet, but we could uh, if the price action gets above and the RSI don't, above those last highs. Right now, your BBWP, which measures volatility, is above your moving average, coming off a very low read. The volatility has just begun. Your MACD, uh, pretty fresh cross, pretty fresh retest, and then resumption. We did get that cross at the beginning. Uh, Basically, no, we had the retest there. So that lets you know to go long. Positive momentum is waning a bit. But, I mean, we could just be having a pullback here. You know what I mean? We basically front ran the 21 right here at 23,730. Could come down to the 21, possibly even to the 50, possibly even to this diagonal trend line. We need to stay above 20. Need to stay above 23,150. Maybe even 20. Yeah, I'd say 23K. We need to stay above 23K in order to us not to go down to the depths and in order for us to continue this rally, which I do think is very probable. Here on your 4 hour, you're being held up by the 21. Your RSI, which is a momentum oscillator, your RSI and your MACD are both momentum oscillators. Trying to come up, if we can cross this signal line, get back above 24,100, do think we enter the bullish control zone. Like I said before, we're going to have major resistance at the bottom of the bullish control zone. But if we can get into it, I think we go deep. Looks like we are trying to get back above these last high. Once we get down to the 1 hour, we'll zoom in a bit. Looks like we're going to try to get a retest or a cross. I really don't think this is even going to be a cross. And if we do, if it does cross, I think the pullback is going to happen a little more. Positive momentum on the histogram is decreasing. I like that your BBWP is going down as the price action is going down. It has fallen below your moving average at the bottom of this correction so far. But I do like that it is going down as the price action is going down because that makes me think this is just a corrective move. So basically, if you fall below the 21, take the moving average levels one by one, and then our diagonal trend line. So you're going to have support right where we're at. You're going to have support at 23,600. You're going to have support at 23,350. And you're going to have support at 23K. So those are your levels. Let's move down to the 1 hour. Here on the 1 hour, we're kind of consolidating sideways right now. Looks like we're going to be printing a dark blue line on the BBWP, which means we are a very low read, far below your moving average. MACD did cross the zero line, but it looks like we're trying to curl back around. We need to get back above. Okay, so basically 24,390. In order to keep rising, we need to stay above 24K. So that's in confluence with another variable that we just talked about. In order to get above the zero line, we need to get above 24,774, which would cascade us up past this last high, in my opinion. Right now, your RSI fresh cross to the upside and breaking out of the bearish control zone. If we can cross this neutral median line, I think we come up all the way to this bullish control zone and enter it, which will cascade us once again past this last high. All right, so the bullish case. I do think 28K is still in the cards. Been talking about 28K for a while. If you guys watch these videos, you have stayed ahead of the curve and caught these moves. If we can get back above this last high at 25K, which is where I have my alert right here, which you can kind of be guessing what I'd be doing. If we can get back above that, I think next stop is 27, 28K. And then we'll come back to it, because I really don't think that we're going to get above that level, but we will find out. I don't think we get past 28K. That would also be in line with your CME gap right here. Where was it? Hold on here. I'm not seeing it. I'm on CME. Why am I not seeing the gap? I don't know. I don't know why I'm not seeing the gap here, because there definitely was a gap. But your gap was basically at, hold on here, maybe something ain't right. I don't know, but there is a gap up at 28K. So that's kind of what I'm looking at the, maximum gain zone. Right now we're being held down by the 21 on the 1 hour. If we can break that, I think we work our way up to this last high at 25K. And that would cascade the momentum to the upside and roll over into the higher term time frames. So the bullish case, I kind of already explained. Bearish case is that we break the POC, point of control, and the VPVR and this diagonal trend line. If that happens, 16K over time, of course. I do think we'll go down to the depths. I do think we'll make new lows, and I will think this is the last rally. If we do break this diagonal trend line and 23K. But we're going to find major support at the POC. So, I mean, we could come all the way down, get a wick down to this diagonal trend line at 23K, close back above the 23,200 level at this POC point of control, and continue up. We would have a lower low right here, but on the higher term time frames, we would have a higher low. See, now if this curls around, makes a little head and shoulders here, the measured move would basically be where this diagonal trend line is. And that's a potential. So let's say, so basically, you know what I mean? Which probably would front run it a little bit. People will trade off of this diagonal trend line at 23K, and we'll come back to it at that point. So that's your bearish case, bullish case. Let's move on to Ethereum. By the way, if you guys are liking this video so far, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below, one being the Discord. Follow me on Twitter. Another one, actually the Discord, I mean, we have great conversation about crypto investing and trading. A lot of times we talk about these moves before I can even make these videos, and we stay ahead of the curve. Also check out the exchange links. I use crypto.com for my accumulation, and I use Bybit for my trading. So here on Ethereum, had that breakout, had our multi-crossover. I mean, as soon as that multi-crossover happened, you knew to get long. Happened down here, so you wouldn't have caught this move if you would have been just playing off that multi-crossover. But as soon as you cracked above these moving averages, you knew to get long. We've been talking about this purple zone for a while too. We got rejected directly from the purple zone. Your RSI, fresh cross to the upside. We need to stay above 1897 in order to stay above that signal line. So basically right where we're at on this current tick. MACD, pretty strong downside curvature, but your negative momentum is decreasing on the histogram, so I think this thing could curl around. If we cross that signal line, I think we break these last highs. BBWP is printing a very low read. Okay, but your moving average is very close to the BBWP line. So as soon as it crosses that moving average, watch out, because that's when the volatility will increase again. Looks like we could be forming some sort of ascending triangle. So let's see what the measured move would be. So the next stop I'd be oh, 2 grand lands right on a even number. So 2 grand, if we can break this last high, 2 grand. After that, 2100. Let's see here. Let's go up to the 8 hour. So I mean, we have strong upside price action right now. Like I was saying, we could have more of a pullback. You know, could even pull back all the way to the 21 at 1790. And this purple zone still be in very good shape. We could pull all the way down to the 50 and this purple line here at 1715 and still be in good shape. We'd still make a higher low. A lot of this depends on what Bitcoin does. Right now, we are in the bullish control zone above that signal line for Ethereum. MACD, fresh retest, resumption up. Nah, positive momentum's waning a bit, but that really doesn't matter. I mean, we've done that before and then cracked back up. So we could have a little bit more of a pullback. A lot of this depends on what Bitcoin does. All right. So pay attention to Bitcoin. Pay attention to your BBWP on the 1 hour. And then watch where your momentum is at that time, whether it's bullish or bearish. That'll kind of tell you whether we're going up or down. Let's go down to the 1 hour, talk about the bullish and bearish cases. Bearish case is that we break 1700. Break 1700, I think we make new lows. I think we get a bounce at 1650. I think we get a bounce at 1580. And then we'll come back to it because at that point, I think we're going to the depths. And I already talked about the bullish case. So like I said, take these moving averages level by level. I think the maximum pullback we could probably get is 1800, where that 100 and this purple zone lie. So yeah, I mean, watch those levels. We still would make a higher low. And let's go ahead and delete this. Clean up the chart a bit. And yeah, just take it level by level. Let's move on to Solana. So Solana bouncing around in our red zone. We've had these zones. Let's see. We've had this since all these zones since all the way up here. We have stayed on the pulse of Solana for months. Right now, your RSI for the 1 hour is crossing your signal line to the upside. Strong upside curvature on this tick right now. Did retest the neutral median line. MACD bouncing off the 0 line, curling back around. Looks like it's going to cross its signal line as your BBWP starts to turn around. So right there. So as soon as it crosses its moving average, we're going to have big moves. Big moves. And my guess is that when we cross 44.25, that's when that happens and we make a new high. If we make a new high, next stop, like we've been talking about, is $50. Probably even 51 is what I'm looking at. We've been talking about $50 for a long time. Let's move on to the 4 hour. Here on your 4 hour, higher highs, higher lows. We are above the signal line on the RSI and making a W pattern. So I think we come up. I think we get into the bullish control zone deep. I do. And once that happens, you know, $50, $51 is coming in hot. MACD looks like you could be getting a retest of the signal line, possibly. So like I was saying, it's either we make a new high now or we come down to this 50 or this 100 and finish the pullback. My guess is that we wouldn't pass the POC point of control in the VPVR, which is this indicator here, and the 50. I would think that would be maximal pullback, but honestly, I mean, this candle that we're getting right now in the 4 hours is looking pretty good. So, you know, just pay attention to that. Your BBWP is heading down as the price action's heading down. which makes me think this is a corrective move. You are below your moving average, so we could consolidate for a bit around in this red zone. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm looking at. Once again, if you guys like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below. Join the Discord. Everyone have a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, and I will see you tomorrow.